Money is not neutral. It never has been. When banks create new currency, the first hands to touch it are not yours, not mine, not the small business owner struggling to pay last month's rent. The new money flows first to those who already control the levers of power, those who live closest to the bank, those who can act before prices adjust. They spend it, they invest it, they use it to acquire assets that rise in value long before anyone else sees the change. By the time the rest of the world feels the inflation, the rich are already farther ahead. This invisible, silent redistribution of wealth is called the Cantillon Effect, a subtle, relentless force that shapes who wins, who loses, and who simply survives. Most people think inflation is just a rise in prices. The truth is more insidious. Inflation is a river, and those who touch the water first control its flow. Why does money, supposedly neutral, always favor the powerful? Why does standing near the center of finance matter so much? The answer lies in history, in the birth of modern banking, in the invention of credit, in the unseen currents of capital that always follow proximity to power. In the 18th century, Richard Cantillon, an Irish-French banker and economist, noticed something extraordinary. He watched the French economy during a period of monetary expansion. New coins and notes were entering the market. Some received them first: government contractors, bankers, wealthy landowners. Others got them last: shopkeepers, artisans, farmers. And the consequences were stark. The first recipients could invest, speculate, and grow their wealth. The last faced rising prices without higher income. Bread, rent, everyday goods, they all cost more while wages stayed the same. Cantillon realized something revolutionary. The order of money matters as much as the amount of money. This wasn't theory, it was observation. Wealth was not distributed by merit, talent, or effort. It was redistributed by timing and access. This realization was a turning point in understanding how economies truly operate. The system worked in a deceptively simple way. A central bank or sovereign authority issued new currency. The first hands it touched were lenders, government contractors, merchants in major trade hubs. They could deploy it into assets, land, bonds, stocks, businesses. By the time wages and prices adjusted for inflation, their investments had already appreciated. Meanwhile, the majority of the population only felt the consequences: higher prices, diminished purchasing power, and invisible erosion of savings. It's like a rising tide. Some boats are lifted high, but the smaller vessels are stranded on rocks. This is why the rich get richer, not always through risk-taking, not always through genius, but simply by being first in line. Other empires understood money differently. In Rome, coin debasement was chaotic and overt. In China, paper money often collapsed under mismanagement. Wealth transfers were visible, brutal, immediate. The modern financial system is quieter, almost elegant. It works incrementally. Its success lies in subtlety. Inflation is uneven, but almost imperceptibly. Power consolidates quietly before most people even notice. Yet the system carries a hidden cost. The more central banks manipulate money, the more fragile the economy becomes. Inflation is uneven, but eventually it seeps through every layer. Asset bubbles inflate, debt accumulates, confidence erodes. The very mechanisms that concentrate wealth also sow instability. History is littered with crises following this pattern: France in the 18th century, Weimar Germany, Japan in the late 1980s, the 2008 financial crisis. The paradox is stark. The tools that protect and empower the elite also make the system vulnerable. Proximity to the bank grants enormous advantage, but no system is eternal. Today, the Cantillon effect is alive and magnified. Central banks create trillions of new dollars, euros, and yen. Quantitative easing, stimulus programs, low-interest credit all expand the money supply. Who receives it first? Hedge funds, large banks, multinational corporations. They buy assets. Stocks soar. Real estate climbs. Wealth compounds. Meanwhile, ordinary wages, rent, groceries, these lag behind. By the time inflation touches the average person, it has already been baked into asset prices. This is not theory, it is visible. It is happening now in real time across the globe. And it magnifies inequality in ways Cantillon could not have fully imagined. Understanding this is not cynicism, it is clarity. Money is not neutral. Access is not neutral. Timing is everything. The Cantillon Effect forces us to rethink wealth, power, and fairness. It reveals that proximity to money often matters more than money itself, that timing can outweigh talent, that systems, not individuals, frequently shape destinies. Standing near the bank is not about greed, it is about opportunity. The rest of the world is always playing catch-up. Power, once structured, tends to entrench itself quietly. Those who understand the currents of capital gain not just wealth, but influence, foresight, and stability. And yet, even the current system has limits. Excessive credit, extreme leverage, asset bubbles, they eventually collapse. The invisible flow of money cannot be controlled indefinitely. History reminds us that privilege and power, no matter how well concealed, are not immune to disruption. The truth is unsettling. In a world where money flows first to those closest to it, where you stand often matters more than what you earn. This reality shapes more than finances. It molds politics, culture, and history itself. Governments, institutions, even empires rise and fall on the unseen currents of capital. Understanding the Cantillon Effect changes how we see wealth. It forces a re-examination of meritocracy, opportunity, and fairness. It shows that money is never just a tool, it is a force that sculpts society itself. The river of money is not neutral. It bends towards those who stand in its current and leaves the rest navigating the tides as best they can. When you see it, the patterns of history and finance suddenly make sense. Crises, booms, inequality, they are not accidents. They are the natural consequences of a system built to favor those closest to its source. And the truth is both simple and profound. Proximity to power matters as much as power itself. The rich are not always clever, they are often just first. The system is designed that way. Timing dictates outcome, access dictates advantage. This is the quiet architecture of wealth, the invisible mechanism by which societies concentrate opportunity in a few hands while the many remain just observers. If you want to understand why the powerful always seem a step ahead, the Cantillon Effect is the lens. It forces a re-examination of history, finance, and human ambition. It reframes the way we view inequality, not as chance, but as a predictable outcome of structured systems. And once you see it, it changes how you think about money and power, forever. Because in the economy of history, the flow of money is not a neutral tide. It is a current that bends towards the vigilant, the connected, and the first in line. The rest of us are left watching, learning, and waiting for the tide to rise or crash.